Half an hour from his Harlem birthplace and 20 minutes from the Brooklyn jail where he's been since September, a jury of 12 New Yorkers decided the fate of Sean Diddy Combs.
We are getting the verdict coming in right now. This is coming in real time.
Not guilty of racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking, the most serious charges.
He was convicted, though, of transportation to engage in prostitution.
The man who conquered this city.
Diddy finally has the key to the city!
And every industry he touched is now a convicted criminal, denied bail, waiting for sentencing.
Let's go! The key to the city! Yeah, I'm coming to the garden with this shit.
This is a massive, massive downfall of somebody who wasn't just a musician. He was in the fashion business, he was in the fragrance business, he was in the party business, he was in the liquor business. And I think that's what makes Puffy such an international celebrity. He didn't just do one thing, he did many.
It feels so sexy. I'm here to ask you about...
Before his fall, Sean Diddy Combs enjoyed a meteoric rise, rubbing shoulders with the biggest stars.
Legendary Puff Daddy.
And becoming one himself through his music, fashion, and as a Great Gatsby-esque party puppeteer.
If you have one of your crazy house party things, shout me a holler down.
The kids have like an hour left. So get extra comfortable, kids, because after that, y'all gotta go. It's a wrap for y'all, because this thing turns into something that when y'all get older, y'all don't want to come to, okay?
He figured out, I can make a lot more friends and get a lot more attention by throwing the best parties. He knows that if he makes himself the king of New York nightlife, everything else is going to follow.
Rob Shuter was a publicist for Diddy in the early 2000s, when he was better known as Puff Daddy or Puffy. He says he never saw any evidence of the allegations aired in court during the trial, including that Sean Combs used money, power and violence to coerce women into days-long drug-fuelled orgies with male escorts known as freak-offs.
How could you possibly have worked so closely with Diddy and had no knowledge about any of what's been alleged?
It's a really good question. It's something that I've battled. Did I not know anything, or did I not want to know anything? And that's a different question. If I'd known about it, hopefully I would have said something, but I'm not sure. Puffy gave me a lot of power. He gave me a lot of money to work for him. And that's a tricky question. I'd love to believe I'd do the right thing, but if I'm being really honest, I'm not 100% sure.
That's really interesting.
In the end, the jury found Diddy guilty of the lesser charges of transportation to engage in prostitution and not guilty of sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy, a charge more associated with mob bosses than music moguls.
What they've had to prove is that Sean Combs has an entourage, which is easy to prove, and that entourage, in addition to dealing with his legitimate business, had an ongoing criminal purpose to facilitate coerced sex trafficking, drug trafficking, kidnapping, arson, all of the bad acts that you have heard about during this trial.
Something the prosecution was ultimately unable to prove. The case against Combs was a legacy of the Me Too movement. In 2023, his former girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, took advantage of a law which emerged from the movement to allow survivors to make allegations outside of the statute of limitations for a 12-month period.
Cassie Ventura filed her lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs and is alleged to have obtained a $20 million settlement against him under the Adult Victims of Adult Sexual Abuse Act.
That settlement was reached within 24 hours, but months later, this damning video was broadcast by CNN.
The video of, the defendant, Mr. Combs, beating, dragging her, Cassie Ventura, as she was attempting to leave and not do another freak-off, was, I think, something that came to the attention of the prosecutors, law enforcement federally, and ultimately she became a person who was willing to testify as an alleged victim to sex trafficking.
Cassie prompted this investigation by the Southern District, and now Sean Combs stands before the court as a convicted felon of 2 federal crimes. He faces significant incarceration. Not the exact outcome that we wanted, but we are grateful to the jury for finding a guilty verdict on those 2 federal crimes.
The one person the jury didn't hear from was Sean Diddy Combs himself. Once described as the ringleader of his own circus, the circus has now followed him here to court. But he's no longer the one calling the shots.
I had 9,000 followers when I got down here, and now I'm almost at 40,000 followers. You know what I'm saying? So I built a whole community just off of this one case.
With new media influences, TikTok takes and AI recreations, it's been a truly 2025 trial.
It's like a movie, you know, how you enter your characters, when do you add the villain in, the side plots, and all types of things like that.
A born entertainer, Diddy's trial became the entertainment, drawing a crowd to the very end.
Puffy always told me he wanted to be the most famous man in the world. I would argue today he's one of them. He's up there in the top 5. So there's a sick part of Puffy that will actually be enjoying this moment. And I think we will see an appeal. He will fight it. He's not the type of person to say, I respect that judgment. No, I think he's going to fight this until the very, 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 very end.